If you were born before 1960, you've probably seen headlines saying your check is about to change because of your birth year. Here's the truth: that's not quite right, and getting it wrong could cost you money. There is no secret new rule aimed at pre-1960 seniors specifically. But something real is changing your check in January, for every single person on Social Security, no matter when you were born. One number is worth about $56 a month on average. Another one could quietly take a bigger bite out of that increase than you expect. And there's a mistake tied to your age that thousands of people make every single year, without knowing it. Stick with me. I'm going to walk you through exactly what's changing, what's not, and the one thing you should check on your own account before the month is out. Let's get straight to it. For 2026, the Social Security Administration confirmed a cost of living adjustment, a COLA, of 2.8%. That applies to every Social Security beneficiary and every SSI recipient in the country, roughly 75 million people. It doesn't matter if you were born in 1935 or 1965. If you get a check, it's going up. For the average retired worker, that means your monthly benefit rises from about $2,015 to about $2,071, an increase of roughly $56 a month. If you're part of a couple both receiving benefits, SSA's own numbers show a combined jump from around $3,120 to about $3,208 a month. If you receive SSI, your increase actually lands earlier. You'll see it in your December 31st, 2025 payment. Everyone else sees the new amount starting with the January 2026 payment. Now here's the catch nobody puts in the headline. Medicare Part B premiums are also going up in 2026 to $202.90 a month, an increase of $17.90, or about 9.7%. For most people, that premium comes straight out of your Social Security check before it ever hits your bank account. So on paper you got a raise, but part of it gets eaten before you see it. That's not a scam, it's not a hidden trick, it's just something almost nobody explains clearly. And I wanted you to know it up front instead of finding out when your check looks smaller than you expected. There's one loop I'm going to leave open for a minute. There is a real age-related change coming, just not the one most videos are telling you about. I'll walk you through exactly who it applies to in a few minutes, because if you get this one wrong, it can cost you thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Let me tell you about a woman we'll call Margaret. Margaret was born in 1958. She saw a video very similar to the one you might have seen, one that said, "Seniors born before 1960, your rules are changing in 2026. She got nervous. She thought maybe her retirement age had shifted, or she needed to refile some paperwork before a deadline. She called her local Social Security office, waited on hold for almost 40 minutes, and the representative gently explained, nothing about her full retirement age has changed. She locked hers in years ago, 66 years and 8 months for her birth year, and that number was fixed back in 1983 when Congress passed a law that gradually raised the retirement age. It only keeps climbing for people born in 1960 or later, eventually reaching 67. Margaret was relieved, but she was also a little frustrated. She'd spent a stressful afternoon worried over a rule that never applied to her in the first place. Here's what Margaret did need to know, and what actually mattered for her 2026 check: her COLA increase, her new Part B premium, and since she's still working part-time, the 2026 earnings limit. That's the real, useful information hiding underneath the scary headline. And that's exactly what I'm going to make sure you walk away with today. Quick thing before we go further: if this kind of plain English, no fear-bait breakdown is useful to you, tap subscribe. I help seniors cut through the confusing headlines and get the real numbers every week. 1. The COLA is automatic, but check your notice anyway. You don't have to apply for the 2.8% increase. SSA applies it automatically. But you should still confirm your exact new amount. If you created a My Social Security account online before November 19, 2025, your COLA notice is sitting in your account's message center right now. If not, it's coming by mail in December. Either way, don't guess your new number, look it up. But here's where people lose money. Some folks assume the notice in the mail is the final word and never double check it against their bank deposit. Mistakes happen. Compare the two. 2. The Part B premium is not optional, and it's bigger than usual this year. At $202.90 a month, a typical 9.7% jump, this premium is deducted before your Social Security payment lands. If you're on a fixed budget, build this into your math now, not in February when you're wondering where your raise went. Here's the next rehook. If you're still working, the next one affects your check even more directly. 3. The earnings limit changed too, and this trips up more people than almost anything else. If you're under your full retirement age and still working while collecting Social Security, the 2026 limit is $24,480. Earn more than that, and SSA withholds $1 in benefits for every $2 over the limit. If you're reaching your full retirement age sometime in 2026, that limit jumps to $65,160, and the withholding rule is more lenient. This one matters most for people who retired early and picked up part-time work. It's an easy way to accidentally owe money back. 4. Full retirement age myth, resolved for good. If you were born in 1943 through 1959, your full retirement age is somewhere between 66 and 66 years, 10 months, depending on your exact birth year, and it is not changing in 2026 or any year after. The climb to age 67 only applies to people born in 1960 or later. If you already locked in your benefit, this headline doesn't touch you. If you're near that line, use SSA's retirement age calculator on ssa.gov to confirm your exact number instead of trusting a video title. 5. The taxable wage base moved too, mostly relevant if you're still earning. The maximum amount of earnings subject to Social Security tax rises to $184,500 in 2026. This mainly affects higher earners still in the workforce, but it's part of the same annual update, so you'll see it mentioned alongside the COLA. 6. A scam warning, because this is exactly the season for it. Every year when COLA news comes out, scammers ride the wave. The real Social Security Administration will never call, text, or email demanding your Social Security number, bank details, or payment by gift card or wire transfer to release your increase. If someone contacts you claiming you need to pay a fee or confirm personal information to get your 2026 raise, hang up. Call SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213 to verify anything that feels off. Let's bring it all together. 1. Your check is going up 2.8% in 2026, no matter your birth year. Average retirees see about $56 more a month. 2. Medicare Part B premiums are rising to $202.90, and that comes out before you see your deposit. 3. If you're still working, watch the new earnings limits, $24,480 or $65,160 depending on your situation. 4. Full retirement age is only changing for people born in 1960 or later. If you were born before that, your number is already locked in. 5. Scammers use this exact news every year, so verify anything suspicious directly with SSA. The single most valuable thing you can do this month: log into your My Social Security account, or wait for your mailed notice, and confirm your exact new benefit amount and Part B deduction for yourself. Don't rely on a headline, rely on your own account. If this helped clear up the confusion, tap subscribe, and please share this with someone over 65 who might have seen that same misleading title. Getting the real numbers to the people who need them, that's the whole point. I'll see you in the next one.